League of Hashinshin.
What is League of Hashinshin? There's another YouTube channel that just posts my shit. What was I gonna say? So if Mord ults you, then he presses W. Because he gains 10% of your health, then he shields 30% of his total health. He does get 3% of your total HP in the shield. Again, it's not that much, and that's what I'm trying to say. All these little factors, all these little things keep adding up. And they keep adding up, and they keep adding up, and they keep adding up. And eventually, it just kind of turns into Mord grinding Darius to death. But Darius has a positive win rate against Mord. Great. I don't really trust Diamond and Platinum idiots. I've played that matchup on both sides multiple times. Darius gets stomped. All you have to do as Mord is not feed early game. I think one thing too that contributes to this. Really, guys? No one moved for that? Shit. Flashed a little bit late, but okay. I think something that contributes to this a lot of Mord players, a lot of players overall, they think to themselves, Darius has 35% armor pen. Armor is useless. Well, actually, no, you still get 65% of your armor, which is pretty good because the champion still does only physical damage. It helps him shred through armor, sure. It helps him hurt armor stackers, sure. Does it make armor useless? No. The second thing is, Darius doesn't have 35% armor pen. In fact, he only has 15% until level 8. I think a lot of Mord players don't build armor. They don't build Seeker's Arm Guard. They don't build Ninja Tabby. Because they go, armor's useless. He just removes it all. But that's not true. In fact, very often you can play Darius into, Seeker's Arm Guard champions and kind of become useless. Now, you can, obviously, it's probably better than playing, say, Aatrox into Seeker's Arm Guard champions, but still, overall, it's not like you're sitting there like, wow, this is amazing, I love this. Especially when you consider that Seeker's Arm Guard is so unbelievably under cost that even losing 35% of it would still make it a good item. I think you go Seeker's Arm Guard Ninja Tabby into the Darius matchup, and you'll notice pretty quickly, this makes my life a lot easier. You just tell me Seeker's Arm Guard is totally over efficient? Yeah, dude. I know. Welcome to my fucking life. What do you think Kennen is gonna do to just totally mitigate my damage and render me useless here? Seeker's Arm Guard. And E. And stun me 17 times. Yeah, sure. He'll do those. He'll E one of my Qs, Proto Belt another one. Maybe Hourglass the third one. I'll be sitting there like, I mean, I keep saying that's the problem with Aatrox. He's so punished by things like Flash and Kaisa ult. It's just how his Q cooldown works. His Q cooldown working the way it does punishes you so hard for having to fight those sorts of champions. Punishes you so hard in the late game. It's really a big reason why he falls off. If he had the old Q cooldown, if he could, kind of wait on his Qs or go infinite Q or stuff like that, it'd be a bit different, I feel. So Aatrox's Q has a very unique mechanic. It restarts the cooldown every time you cast Q. Now, it does get a massively reduced base cooldown to compensate for it, but as you might imagine, once everyone's running around with 40% cooldown reduction, I don't think I get this kill. Okay. Yeah, I mean, all he had to do is keep running, or even, why didn't he just immediately use the blast cone? Why did he wait? He literally, let me get into a position. He's like, hold up, let's make this fair for both of us. That kind of sucked, because I got stunned right on my 3rd Q. Like, the split fucking second before I would have been able to use it, I got stunned. I don't think I should have gone with it, but boy, once he stunned me right then, that was pretty fucking bad.
An ally has been slain.
How does so many people fall for that? How many times do I do that trick where I walk up and then it's right fucking here? It's right behind that turret. How many times do I do that? Ult, 1st Q, 2nd Q, 3rd Q, dead. I feel like I do that once every 3 or 4 games. Did I just miss that? Shit. That's why you always have a pocket thresh, Twitch chat. In case you ever make a mistake, pocket thresh. Do I go back or not? Oh, I'm a little bit late, I think. Huh. Yeah, basically just take that to heart. If your opponent ever wants you to do something, you probably shouldn't do it. Unless they're bluffing. But that gets into some advanced fucking mind game shit. If your opponent wants you to do something, think, why do they want me to do that? That is actually what screws me up a lot. Have you ever seen me like there's a really obvious play and I haven't gone for it? It's because I start thinking to myself, are they really this bad? They can't really be that bad. No, they must want me to do this. I mean, does the Kennen only have 2,000 gold? Yes. But you have to consider that he's Kennen, and therefore he has insane base damage for some reason. I mean, the balance issue with mages is simple. If a physical damage champion falls behind, they now do less damage, people have more armor, so now they do even less damage. Sometimes it can reach extremely bad amounts. If someone builds a lot of armor and you're behind, you just start not even being able to move their health bar. On the other hand, if a mage is behind, they do less damage because they're behind, and that's it. Because MR per level is extremely low, because MR items basically don't exist, there's basically no second penalty to being behind as a mage. A bruiser, for example, that's behind, will do, like, Jesus, 40 to 60% of what their normal damage is sometimes, you know? A mage that's behind does like 80% of their normal damage. As seen. Damn, dude, I hit my whole combo on Aatrox and I'm behind. I'll get them generously to half health. Syndra just kills you. Oh my god. He takes no damage because he's got fucking Seekers, but he deals insane damage because I have no MR! It's okay, he's only insanely safe and strong early game, and strong mid game, and strong old game. He only shuts down split pushing by being able to use his ult and Hourglass and Lightning Rush to make it so you've taken too much turret damage and can't actually dive him. Okay, I'm just gonna vote yes. There's actually just no hope. Like, I can't punish Kennen for being behind, you know? And since I can't punish him for being behind, there's just no way I can push a lead from top lane. No, it's straight up 100 CS lead. The only reason it looked like 80 is because I hadn't cleared my wave. Why are mages still insanely good even when behind? Well, it goes into what I was saying. Basically, they don't get punished from opponents getting MR. Their items are insanely under cost. I mean, actually look at this build. This was 2,500 gold. This was 2,900 gold. Ride says, oh, Hourglass is the way it is because mages in the late game, their cooldowns are long and 80 carries do too much damage. Then space properly. Then play properly.